Good morning, community. It's me, Sir Raven. I hope you're well. I'm doing pretty good. I wanted to come on because MSC just happened. If you don't know what MSC is, I'm going to explain it to you. And if you do, good for you. I first want to say that I think it's been a while, or maybe some people don't know the goal of BLX, and I wanted to refresh some people's memory and reintroduce ourselves. BLX was a big idea that started by several people, and it is what it is now, right? Even though we have the support of some people behind the scenes, which is great, but the work that's done is done by a small but mighty team. I am the executive director of our nonprofit. I'm Sir Raven. So you may not know who I am. I came out into the public scene in 1992. I left for 2 years, maybe, and then came back and have been here ever since. I'm an educator. I'm a leather woman. I'm a leather Levi woman, I should say, because those two things go together. A lot of people don't talk about that anymore. They just say leather, but it's always leather Levi. It's always black and blue. That's a different conversation. So BLX is about Black and Latin sexual education in the kink community, the kink leather BDSM community. There aren't many spaces for us to learn. There aren't many people who teach from a lens that is queer. I'm going to use the word queer. I don't really use that word, but I understand some people do to explain a thing. So I'm going to use it. And they don't teach from a lens of melanated skin. Now we have BLX, right? Black, Latin, X. And so that X can be for those who use Latinx. It's fine. But also, in my mind, the X is for explore or the unknown, right? Sometimes we're always solving for X, they say, right? And how is that you're solving for X when you are exploring a sexual activity like BDSM or kink or your body or different kinds of relationships? There should be a place, or it would be nice if there was a place that you can do that safely. And especially a place where Black and brown people or queer people can do it safely. I say that BLX is for us by us. It's like FUBU. And I want this to be the place where people in our community can come and get education and get wellness and get rest, and we can make inside jokes because we know the inside jokes, and we can be ourselves. We don't have to code switch. We don't have to do any of those kinds of things because we're in community with ourselves. So that's that. So BLX has a part that we do community conversations. And so some of you have been to our community conversations, and some of you have been a part of our community conversations online. It's been very exciting and exhilarating, and it's fun to have community that understands the shenanigans, right? But there's also times where we have very serious conversations within there, right? So we can go back and forth and have shenanigans, and within the shenanigans, have serious conversations. And then there's the BLX University, the part where we meet in person and do hands-on things. We learn certain skills, a certain skill set. We bring in presenters to teach from a queer lens, a Black and brown lens, on topics that we normally would not get in the larger community, or maybe feel comfortable going to the larger community. And then there's a third thing that many people may not know, and it's something I guess I don't talk about, and I will start talking about it more. It is that BLX, we have a Patreon, and we are raising money through our Patreon to give a certain percentage every year to the Carter Johnson Library. The Carter Johnson Library is Mama Vi's and Jill's library. It's named after them. Those are their names. Like Carter Johnson, right? And it is a library, if you don't know, based in Indiana, that houses all of our, and when I say our, I mean our. Everybody likes to say, oh, our history, yes, Mama Vi has a library, a traveling library that houses our history. Our gay history, our kink history, our leather history, our sex history, those things that some people in this world will burn. And that's why the mission is never the landfill, right? Never the fires. Because they throw away books. And I am passionate about books and education. So we also raise money to help the library. And by help, we are all getting older. And if you don't know, the library now is at MSC. Now here's the part where I talk about MSC. MSC is the Master Slave Convention. Now, I know, do not get your boxes in a twist. When I say that words are just words, so calm down. It's true, words are words, right? But words are also important in how we use words, and words have an intent. When I say certain things like MSC, it is because it is the Master Slave Convention. And the Master Slave Convention is a 3-day, maybe 4-day convention around relationships. These are power dynamic relationships. So when I say master slave, top bottom, dominant submission, these are words denoting a certain kind of relationship. And I do know that words do mean things, and I always say it like I just said, but it's about the intent. For instance, there are words where we should be like, excuse me? We would not call our Latin sisters and brothers and siblings certain words. We wouldn't call our trans siblings certain words. We wouldn't call our African American siblings certain words. But these words, this master slave dominant submission, denotes the power dynamic in a relationship. And it's always consensual. It's always negotiated. And it should be fulfilling. Granted, we are all in relationships that are power dynamic, whether we want to be or not, because America. So anyway, getting back to MSC. The library travels from Indiana to different conferences. And what you may or may not know, I know based on some organizations that I've been on the inside working with, they don't want to pay for transportation. So Mama Vi and her crew packs up part of the library and puts it in a van, and then they drive from Indiana to wherever it is that they're going. And at one time they had a fundraiser for a van because their van kept breaking down. Now I think, I'm not sure, I shouldn't say I know, but I know that the van kept breaking down. I don't know if they still have the van or if they're like renting a truck. But either way, we, community, should be appalled by that. We want to call on Mama Vi to do a thing, to help, to educate, to bring the library, to this and this. But what are we doing to assist in certain ways? So BLX had made a commitment to put half of our money, or at least try to raise $4,000 to give to the library so that Mama Vi could take the plane. Because she's getting older, like we all are, right? So she can take the plane to the event, and maybe the young folk could drive the van, right? And, or maybe, I know it's pricey, put all those books on the plane, and then everybody just takes the plane. However she wanted to use that money, but basically it was to give Mama Vi some comfort. I'm pausing to let that sink in for you. Anyway, that's what BLX is about. I hope that you will consider joining the Patreon. And if you don't, that's fine too. I'm going to keep doing what I do for the community. I have to also say that we apply for grants and we get grant money, but I can't re-gift the gift, right? So I can't re-gift anything that BLX gets as like a grant or donation or these things, unless a donation has said, hey, I want you to spend this money in a certain kind of way. And sometimes that's true with grants. But I can assure you that a grant that comes in for us will not stipulate that some of this money to Mama Vi's airplane ticket. I want to come on and say that I wanted to reintroduce myself and BLX and to give a little bit more context around what we're doing, what our mission is, why we're here, and what we'd like to do for the library. We'd also like to have an annex here in the New York Northeast. But that takes space, that takes time, that takes a lot of different things. But Mama Mai is very excited about that, but we have to move on it. I would love to have the library in my space, but I don't want people in my home. We have to try to figure that out. Anyway, again, I hope you're having a great day. We'll do some more talking about power dynamic relationships if you like. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. I will be happy to answer them, and enjoy the rest of your day.